And one of the interesting points about our site is we have, a little more than 3,000 dealers on the site, with, several 100,000 vehicles at any given time. But we have 2.2 million visitors a month. So we get an idea really of what the demand looks like. And what we're seeing is really interesting. Day cab interest is just exploding. The opposite of what we're seeing on the sleeper side. The past couple of months, we've seen sleepers kind of diminish in demand, but what we've seen is a real growth in day cabs. And we measure that by not the amount of inventory, but when somebody searches and they get, how if it's commercial truck trader, truck paper, wherever it is, and you see search results, when somebody then clicks on a specific vehicle, that registers increased intent. And that's what we look at. That's a vehicle detail page view. And we're seeing significantly higher ones for day cabs than we have in a while. I mean, it's 28% growth in interest from September to October just in day cabs. It's amazing. Do you have any insight into that? I could certainly use it in my job.
Day cab. Yeah. Why the interest in day cab? So, I mean, obviously that is a move away from long haul trucking, right? So that tells me that there are people that are interested in more regional trucking opportunities. And so they're looking to get equipment to be able to satisfy that need. And so maybe that is a reflection of, look, the spot rates are down, contract rates are down on long haul trucking. I'm now going to go after a specific vocation in my regional area. And so now I don't need a truck with a sleeper. So I'm going to look at something with a day cab. From my perspective of being in the industry, that to me, the logic behind that tracks with the activity.
Well, I'm glad. I'm going to use that. I'm going to steal that from you, as a matter of fact.
You only have to give me credit once or twice, and then it's yours.
And, that makes perfect sense when we're talking about middle mile and last mile. In terms of demand, we still have enormous demand right now for the delivery sector and the smaller classes of vehicles, particularly. That just has not abated, and it just continues to grow. We're seeing, everything from the low cab forwards or cab overs to just the conventional medium duty trucks that they're used for box trucks or delivery trucks. That demand is continuing to grow as we're seeing these big shifts in how people are buying now.
Yeah, well, and the other thing too is long haul trucking. There's a lot of cost associated with that. There's a lot of miles, a lot of maintenance, a lot of fuel, different insurance needs. There's also the different regulations depending on what state you're operating in. So I could also see, if I was a trucker right now, saying, look, if I can find a regional opportunity where I have to do less travel, maybe I make a little less total, but I spend a lot less. And so then in the net for me is actually income for my family. I can see why that trend is growing, because that just makes a lot of sense to me. The maintenance costs and the fuel and everything associated with it is so high right now, and there's just not enough demand. Like you say, the rates are all down. So it's just everything's in the wrong direction. So to me, that makes a lot of sense why people are looking at those additional opportunities to try to find ways of making money, actually making money, not just having revenue, but then having costs that are exceeding that revenue.
That makes a lot of sense.